All right, YouTube, it is Mr. Mean coming at you live this Sunday evening about 4:30 p.m. I haven't done a stream in a while. My hair is crazy. It is super windy out here in Duluth. It is a crappy early summer, late spring. Yeah, it's still spring. The weather has just not been nice. It's been cold, rainy, windy. Oh man, it's not good. But I mean, I guess you could kind of say it's getting better. Eh. Um, I wanted to do a sit and chat. I'm getting excited about. I'm getting to play in a lot of games, and I want to give a big shout out to my good buddy Farcaster Northwest, aka Bry, the brother from another mother. Um, his mom always tried to feed me sandwiches remotely because he would always call her. And the first thing she would ask is, have I eaten? I'm a big eater, if you guys don't know it. I used to be a big boy, close to 300 pounds, fluctuated. I'm down to 235. I'll be 59 next week, 7 days from now, the 21st. June 21st is Mr. Mean's birthday. And so I'm running a game next Friday, which is the 19th, of Final Frontier, which is by Red Room Studios, my buddy Miguel and Sylvia. And it's this game. And I was just going over it. Me and Brian were talking on Discord. And I mean, this is a chunky book, guys. By the way, I think it's $29.99. You can get a hardback through Lulu, I believe. And I will say the only downside is I've heard good and bad with Lulu. Although I've had the same problems with Drive-Thru RPG. Fortunately, 99% of all my books from Drive-Thru have been very solid. I think I only had one problem, and they fixed it. So I will say they are good about fixing their screw-ups, but just be aware that it is a potential, hazard. But I wanted to play Final Frontier for my birthday. I'm going to run it. I got one person already signed up. So thank you. I don't have his name in front of me. I do need to take a second to go put all the links on the socials and everything. So if you guys will bear with me, we'll get that done. I need a bookmark. I have a 10,000 bookmarks, but never one when I need one. Actually, I have a stack. Every time I go to a used bookstore, I get bookmarks from the used store. So I hate saying all the time. It's really bad presentation of video du jour, as they say. And then I realized my wireless mic was dying, so I had to plug it in so it'll charge. I think the battery's fried on it. I am babbling because I'm stalling for time. I have my little red notebook here, my fake moleskin, but it works for me and does everything I need it to do. So bear with me. I'm going to be a little distracted as I post everywhere that I'm live. And hopefully it will send me a email saying that I'm live. Sometimes they do. And it doesn't appear that it did. So am I live? Or am I Memorex? Who knows? Let's go to YouTube and see. I can always grab the link from YouTube. View your channel. I have a channel. Let's see if I'm live, kids. Woohoo. I want to share. I want to copy. Boop. 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 Go away. We can take that off. We can go here. Let's go to Mr. Mean Speaks on YouTube. And let's share the link. If I could type, guys, I am live. Let's generate a space station for Final Frontier RPG. We'll put it in there. Bada bing, bada boom. see if I can copy that and post. Let's see what happens. So bear with me, guys, while I post this everywhere. Mar Hawkman on my Discord is saying he doesn't see Final Frontier. I'll post a link. Let's go get that real quick for him, and I'll put it here in the notes too. And the Red Room, Richard. There we go. So let's go to their shop. Oh, let's put this link in there first. Copy. Get your copy of Final Frontier RPG here. Boop, boop, boop. We'll put that in the chat. Hopefully you guys can see it. There's 2 people watching, so if you're in the stream there, let's show the comments on the stream. If you're in the chat, if you're watching me, say hi. Pop in and say hi. Let me go actually to here. That would be the more appropriate link, I believe. There it is. Boom. So let's get it there and go here. Boop. And will it let me delete this? Delete comment. Yes. Because it's my comment. I can delete, and I can do this. Boom. That's the link to their shop to buy your copy. Only $14.99 for the PDF, which I think for a book this big is a steal. All right. Let me go down here. Boop. All right. So, and then we'll go to my YouTube channel. We got to go to Facebook. Edit post. Oh, it doesn't. Rats. We got to go back to YouTube. Grr. La, 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 la. I hope everyone's doing well on this Sunday afternoon. It's about, like I said, 4:37. Let's share. Let's copy. Boop. We can close that. We'll go here. It won't let me. I'm telling you, man, social media. Mr. Mean is live talking ttrpgs and creating a space station for Final Frontiers RPG by the Red Room. Put that in there, and now we got to copy this one more time. There we go. Post. So sorry for the little bit of delay in the chit chat here. I got to go post these because unfortunately, I don't know of a quick way to post stuff on Facebook. I'm not a huge Facebooker to start with, but I'm getting them. I am going to be running a Palladium Fantasy 2nd Edition game here pretty soon. Not super soon. I'm still working on it. But I'm running Palladium Fantasy 1st Edition with pre-made characters and I'm excited to run it. I think Palladium Fantasy is one of those games that really holds up to the test of time. So I think it's still a good game. As much as my beefs with Palladium, I still like I'm not a I love Rifts. I love the flavor and everything of Rifts, but I do not like the mechanics of Rifts. Now Savage Rifts, completely different story. I think they knocked that out of the park. So I'm just posting this to a couple of different pages. So bear with me. Marvel Multi. I also would really like to try and give Marvel Multiverse RPG a run, but I gotta find time. I just haven't. There's only so many hours in a day, and I work full time. And for those that don't know, I have a autistic child, 9 years old. He is an awesome kid, but he requires a lot of time and attention, as all kids do. It's not really an excuse, but it is an extra challenge when they're autistic. So I love spending time with him. He's out. Him and his mom just went to the park because I wanted to record a video. So I thought, what better time to knock out a video than now? So I think that gets all the links. Also a big, huge Modiphius fan, so I would love to run some more Modiphius stuff. But alas, time is fleeting. All right, so those are posted. I got those there. I gave you guys the link. The link. We got one person watching. So, all right, I think we're back. So if you haven't heard of Final Frontier, I did do a review of it on Mr. Mean Speaks on this YouTube channel. This is a chunky book, man. This is weighing in at, I don't remember if he does do page numbers, but they are so small I cannot read them without my cheaters. Let me see how many. 455 pages. 455 pages. It is color. The paper is on the thin side. This is, I think, a product of Lulu Press. I did not pay for this, full disclosure. Miguel, the designer and writer and editor from the Red Room, sent it to me. I've been reviewing his games for a long time. He does another line called Wretched, which I think is more adult oriented. I don't review those. Just because it's just not my cup of tea and it's not something I want to show on my channel. It doesn't mean it's a bad game. It's just not my cup of tea. And so I just don't do it. And I haven't asked him for any free material or anything like that. But he was kind enough to send me a bunch of this Gothic, which is his Gothic horror, like Call of Cthulhu, Gaslight game. And then another one, which I've already put it away. I don't remember where it's at. Almost like an occult Conspiracy, which is very similar to Conspiracy X, which if you know Conspiracy X, you know I'm a huge fan of Eden Studios, Witchcraft, and all those games. Armageddon, Terra Primate, great games. So Witchcraft is one of my all-time favorites, and Gothic kind of mashes those two up a little bit. So really, really well done, and Conspiracy as well. So that being said, what I wanted to do is I don't think I need my keyboard. So I'm going to move my keyboard out of the way. And I'm going to, I need to do a video excuse me, I just had dinner with the family. I need to do a little video of my setup, my streaming. It seems to be a big thing. I've made a bunch. I was making Palladium characters for my fantasy game. I'm going to have pre-gens available. I've had this dice tower for years. I don't even remember where I got it from. Q Workshop. That's where I got it from. But it stores like this, and then when you want to roll dice, it just falls down. It's a little tray. I super glued it and everything together so that it wouldn't fall apart. And then what I do is it fits perfectly in a like generic dice tray, so I can have all my dice in there, and use this to roll dice. And it gives me that nice, you'll probably be able to hear it. You can hear the dice roll. So I need some percentile dice because this is a D20 game, but it also uses percentile. So I'm not sure I'll need a D20 right away. Oh, look at that. So one of the things I wanted to focus on, I just wanted to get a video because I haven't recorded a video in a couple weeks. I was on a streak there. I think I had a video for every day of the week a couple weeks ago. But I haven't posted anything since then. And I think it was reviewing all of this stuff. Oh, I did review the Exorcist Codex, which I highly recommend. And like I said, if you're in here, oh, it looks like I'm the only person viewing. I didn't know it tells you who's in here, so that's awesome. Let me go here. There's one. It shows me watching because I'm in there. And in a second it should go away. But that's cool. We're streaming. I think we got it. I guess I could go put it on MeWe as well. Let's go to MeWe. MeWe was an alternative. After G Plus closed down, they opened up MeWe. And just looking to see. All right. It's all garbage. I don't care about that. I want to go to groups. Tabletop role playing. Let's paste this. Oh, it's not. Paste. There we go.
Back on the deck.
All right. Let's see. All tabletop RPG. So MeWe is pretty cool. I do like MeWe. But the problem with MeWe is it just doesn't have the exposure that Facebook has. And Google, I'm very done with Google. I don't support Google in any way, shape, or form except for YouTube, only because I don't have a choice. It's the only platform that does video posting, aside from these minor little bitty sites, and I don't support those. So I have enjoyed MeWe, but it just doesn't have the exposure that Facebook does. So it is what it is. It's all we can do. I mean, there's not much you can say about it. But I'm going to post this. I'm going to post it to MeWe. Boop. All right. So we're on MeWe. I'll have to go in there and look at it. The problem with MeWe now is the spammers are on there. I'm 59 years old and I'm getting, Lisa Watson wants to be your friend, and Lisa Watson has nothing to do with RPGs. So it's a fake profile, most likely. There's no content under the profile when you look at it. It's just a scam. Or these, like Sandra Johnson has started following you 13 days ago. And if I go to Sandra Johnson's profile, it's a picture of a puppy and it tells me to translate it. So it's not even in English, and she has no post. So it's clearly a fake, so what I do is I just report it. I report it as pornography because that's going to get and I block the user and I have them unfollow me. So that's just what I do on there, and I'll go through and clean that up in a little bit. Let's see. So what else here? So if you haven't seen Final Frontier, like I said, it's pretty cool. And it's OSR-ish in the fact that it has a couple of skills. It does add some other systems. It's a 1d20. Your attributes are strength, intelligence, wit, agility, toughness, and charisma. You roll 3d6, and you go down the line. Now you can distribute them however you want if the GM says so, which I always allow. Nothing worse than playing a fighter with a strength of 3, because you roll shitty. So I don't want anybody to have to play like that. I don't think that's fun. But it does. The book is laid out. I did a full review of it on my channel, so go check it out there. I'm not going to review it here, but it's a 1d20 base game. So if you've played 5e, if you played OSR games, it plays very similar to those. But this is in a sci-fi setting, and what makes this one, what really attracted me to this is there's a ton of random tables. There's a random loot table. There's a random starship generator. There's a random space station, random NPC generator. So a random planet generator. So, you know, as much as you want to get into it, you can get deep into it. And then, of course, you can expand upon it from there. It's a lot of stock art taken, you know, from free Adobe free media and stuff. Because the Red Room is a very indie publisher. They're a small time press. They've printed a lot of books. I believe, if I remember correctly, they're out of Portugal. Miguel and Sylvia are super awesome, nice people. I actually did an interview with them, and they interviewed me, which was really nice. I've never been interviewed, so it was pretty cool. And it's just a fun game. Now you can buy the PDF. I will say that today Miguel sent me the PDF because he has new. There's a currency chart that you can roll on to try and get equipment. Not everybody likes that. It doesn't bother me, but then again, I'm the GM, so I think I don't mind letting the players roll to see if they can afford or get something. But the downside there is if they fail, then they feel like they missed out on something. So I think what I would do is modify the roll or let them try at a later date, you know, or let someone else in the party try. I haven't read the new rules because they're not in the physical book that I have, and I literally detest reading PDFs on screen. I just can't stand it. I'm old, I'm grumpy, and I have bad eyes. And I have a giant monitor in front of me, which is awesome, so I can make things bigger, which helps a lot. But I'm a physical book guy, as you can probably tell from the library, and it goes all the way down. This wall is 32 feet long down in my basement, and yeah, I use the hell out of it. So I have a lot of bookshelves, and I need to build more bookshelves in the spare room. My painting room. I also paint 3D miniatures or 3D printed miniatures. I paint. I love OPR, although I've never got a chance to play it, but I love Malifaux. I play a plethora of different tabletop miniature games. So I love those. But Orbital and Colony Generator. So Orbital Station Generator, and I wanted to look and see. I bookmarked that page, but I want to see if there's one for just a space station. And I think it's just kind of generic. You can say Colony Generator. So yeah, I think it's just generic. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make a couple of rolls. If you have your copy of the book, feel free to. Oh, spaceship generator. Okay. Well, we'll save the spaceship generator for the players' generation here. Let me see. Get another. You know, when you can't find a bookmark, Post-it notes are amazing. So I'm going to put that there for spaceship because we're going to have to generate their spaceship. Somehow I lost my bookmark. What did I do with my bookmark? Where did it go? Or is it on the other? Nope. Well, steal my steak and call me hungry. I don't know. Oh, I moved it there. That's right here. Boop. So I don't need that. So what we're going to do is, unfortunately, I have to put my cheaters on because I'm blind. But what we're going to do is we're just going to roll along. In Orbital, major tables use a D100 for broad outcomes with secondary D20 tables for specific details. Rotorcraft stations ranging from core world hubs to outer rim outposts. So let's roll the station size. Oh, and by the way, the reason we're doing this is because, like I said, for my birthday weekend, my birthday is next Sunday, so a week from today. I'm going to run Friday night. I'm going to run Final Frontier. And we're making an orbital station because the game is going to be that the players have to do a heist. They have to get into this station. They have to steal something and get out, hopefully before anybody finds out or anything. But we'll see how that goes because we know it never goes as planned. But we need a space station, so I thought I would make one. So that is why we're doing this. Medium and large stations are common in colonized regions. Small and huge stations are rare, often found in the outer rim or core worlds. So let's roll to see how big it is. And again, this is a percentage roll. So we got a 19. So a 19 is a small station. So that's good. Small station. All right. And then what I think I'll do is I'll feed this into my AI. I use Lumo from Proton, and I'll generate a bunch of other information with it that is not given to me here. There is a use for AI. I don't think it's good for creating art for published games, but I think AI can be a creative tool to help spark further imagination. And that's what I use it for. Is to give me ideas and expand upon my ideas, or to expand upon my adventures and things like that. So I try to use it as a constructive tool, not as a crutch. All right, so size details. We have to roll a 1d20. And I got a 17. Ooh, is that ominous? A 17 on the size and size details. So a 17 is damaged structure in need of repair. Damage structure in need of repair. And what's nice there is I'm already getting ideas. Maybe they're holding some sort of huge auction. Maybe it's a black market auction, and they're choosing this station because it's in disrepair, and the authorities won't look too closely at it because this place is probably barely functioning. So why would you risk customers' lives there? So we'll see. Let me just check. To post that there, and we'll just let's do this real quick. Sorry, I'm just cleaning something up on my page here. Boop, boop, boop. We'll hit enter. There we go. So that put that there. All right, I'm just keeping an eye on Discord here. Okay, so they're just talking about something different, not Final Frontiers. All right, so let's see here. Well, somebody's watching. Greetings, whoever you may be. Oh, it says it's Mr. Mean. So small station, damaged structure in need of repairs. Primary function, roll a D100. We got a 42. So let's see. Primary function 42. Mining industry. Oh, see, that's good. In parentheses, resource processing. All righty. Function specific. We roll a 1d20. We got a 6. Heavy, funded by the Federation or corporations. All right. Oh, my pen is dying off. What the hell? There we go. Heavily funded by the, and we're going to say corpse, and we'll put the corporation in later. All right, so next page. All right, defenses. This is a D100 roll. We got a 49. Reinforced hull is all it has. but makes sense if it's doing like ore refinery or something. Maybe it has the excess ore to um, protect it. All right, defense condition. Ooh, 1d20. We got a 6 again, maintained but aging. My pen is dying on me. Unacceptable, people. You gotta get a new pen now. Got one. What was it? Maintained but aging. All right. So, and then armaments. Make sure I bold all these. All right, what's our armaments? Our armaments are D100. 26 light armament. If I could write here. And what does light armament say? Auto lasers. Out of here. Automated laser turrets. We're going to give it both auto lasers and missile launchers. But you know what? We might add a quirk to it as well and say that maybe I roll a d6 to see on a 1 the missiles don't fire, because the station is dilapidated a little bit. So I roll a d6 and on a 1, maybe a 1 or a 2, they don't fire, they misfire, or they fail to clear the chamber. Or on a 6 they fail to fire. On a 1 they misfire and explode and take the turret out. And then roll a d6 to see how many missiles are actually in the turret. Ooh, we can add all kinds of fun stuff there. All right. Oh, and it's armament status. And that is a 1d20. All right. That's 17. Smuggler installed black market tech. Ooh. That pen is not nice. All right, and the next one is general condition. Roll D100. All right, we got a 16 again. 16, worn. So yeah, we're definitely getting a sense that this station is run down. It's worn out. It is maintained by the corporations, but they've kind of forgot about it, or they're just letting it run and not putting any money into it. So general condition. It was worn. Rusty bulkheads, frequent. Keyword there, frequent malfunctions. Yeah, I like that. All right, condition impact. Again, that's a 1d20. 11. Critical systems at risk or failure. Man. Condition impact. right, so it was 11 critical systems at risk or failure. All right. All right, so then next is crew size. All right, so crew size is 1D 100. So we got I'm re-rolling that. That's like the fourth of 17 in a row. All right, there we go. 47. Crew to size. Oh, small crew. All right, so it wouldn't have mattered. Small crew. Small crew. So 10 to 50. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll. What's the best way to do this? I can roll a couple D10s, I guess. Yeah, I'll roll. What? Okay. Hold on one second, guys. I've got to pause the stream. I'll be right back. I don't think I can pause it. Can I? No, I can't pause it. Hold on. I'm recording the video right now. I'm sorry, guys. My son's para stopped by for a visit. He's the lady that takes care of Norby while he's in school. So, and she'll be helping him hopefully next year. Again, she's para in his class. So, where were we? We're trying to find out how many crew there is. And so I'm going to roll 5d10. So we've got 14 plus 5 is 19. So 19, 26, there's 26 crew members aboard. So we'll just put 26 crew. So that'll be how many people are there? 26 crew members. Crew composition. Crew composition is a 1d20 roll. It's a 9. Corporate trained specialist. Oh, these guys are not happy because they're on a dilapidated, shitty station, and they are I rolled a 9. So corporate trained specialist. Corp. Which makes sense if maybe it's a black market smuggling kind of deal, and these guys are corporate trained. Maybe the corporations behind whatever this black market sale is that's going on, because corporations are behind everything, right? So yeah, I kind of like that. So yeah, it's coming together. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, population capacity. It really doesn't matter, but all right, let's just see what we get. D100. Oops. We got 50 on the dot. 1 to 50. None. No residential features. None. which makes sense because it's a mining ore factory type thing. So you probably don't want people running around on there. All right, population dynamic, 1d20, 13 rebel sympathizers among the population. All right. Well, that doesn't make any sense because we're going to ignore that because there's no crew on there. Station faculties. Station faculties. So we roll percentile, D100. 30 on the dot. Docking bay, shuttle and trade support. Small stations roll once. Okay, yeah. So docking bay. Docking bay, shuttle and trade support. Shuttle and trade support. I think that pin is garbage. I'll worry about it later. All right. We got station faculties. All right. Faculty conditions. That's going to be a good one. Faculty conditions. Faculty conditions. Roll a 1d20. 2. Where? Let's re-roll that. 8. Maintained but aging. That makes more sense. Maintained but aging. All right. And then faculty condition. So far, this is coming together. Station faculties. I wrote the wrong thing. Station facilities. All right, so then we got faculty conditions. So let's see. All right, let's see. And that's going to be a 1d20. We got a 3. No. 12. There we go. Prone to malfunctions. So you can see these random charts can be a lot of fun, but you have to use a grain of salt, right? You have to make some executive decisions. So I just rolled, everything we've rolled so far is the station is dilapidated, it's falling apart, there's malfunctions, it's rusty, and then we roll on facility conditions, which is the docking bay and the cargo bay. But I rolled fully operational, high efficiency. Well, that's going to be hard to make any sense of when everything else is falling around. Now, could be that maybe the corporation only cares about the shuttle bay and the processing of whatever it is that they're doing there, as opposed to the rest of the station, which makes sense why there's no civilians on it or anything. It's just the crew. But let's no matter how you polish a turd, it's still a turd, right? Lipstick on a pig, you know what I'm saying? All righty. So station features. All right. So let's see. Station features, a D100. We got a 26. Docking. Docking bay. Which fits in with our earlier roll. All right. And then feature risk benefits. And this is a D20 roll. Whoa, runaway dice. We rolled a 4. +1 related skill roll. So anything relating to the docking bay gets a +1. So docking the ship, leaving the ship, undocking, moving cargo and things like that, expediting expeditious retreat from that. I would roll that all in and they would get a +1 to like their maneuver roll or their piloting roll or escape or computers that involve the docking station. So that makes sense. Let's see if there's station quirks. Oh, this is a good one. Station quirks. That's a D100 roll. 33. Oh, I don't like that. It says I rolled a 33, which is corporate oversight, logos, and scrutiny. Which again, if it's kind of like it is corporate owned, and there is highly qualified people on here, but they are very dissatisfied according to the charts we rolled. So this just doesn't make too much sense to me. So I want to add a little something else in there. So we'll go 47. Structural decay, cracks in bulkhead, breach risk. Okay. So I like that a little bit better. Structural decay. And I can't write today. Structural decay, cracked bulkheads. Cracked bulkhead, breach risk. And I put 3 exclamation points behind breach risk because we know any good role-playing game is going to have some form of physical altercation, especially if you're trying to steal something from this place. Laser weapons and things like that usually, or sonic weapons, are great inside of space stations. As far as we know, shooting solid projectiles, probably not a good idea for breach purposes and things like that. And you're going to use low-powered lasers, so to speak, which would be easy enough to burn a hole through somebody and cause pain or damage, but you don't want it burning a hole through the ship. And usually the ship's hull or space station or ship's hulls are thick enough that regular, small arms laser fire isn't going to do anything. Capital ship lasers and, vessel mounted lasers obviously are meant to breach a bulkhead, but, personal firearms probably aren't. So, you still probably don't want to go firing off lasers inside of a spaceship, but all right. So now we got quirk effect. All right. So quirk effect is a D20 roll, and we got a 3. Ooh. All right. -1 to wits in tense situation. That is solid right there. That's tasty. All right. So that's it. That's our station. So let's go through it real quick. And everything fit on a small little notebook on a page and a half, or almost 2 pages. So yeah, pretty much 2 pages. So it's a small station. It's a damaged structure in need of repair. The primary function is mining or industry, resource processing of some kind. Could be gas, could be ore, could be mineral, could be livestock, whatever. It's heavily funded by a corporation. I'm kind of getting the vibe that it's kind of like a black market site that's funded by a corporation. And even though it's heavily funded by the corporation, they're not dumping a ton of money in it. They're just doing the bare minimum to keep it up and running. defense is a reinforced hull. Defense condition is maintained but aging. So they're doing, they're keeping it running, but just barely. Defenses reinforce. We already did that. Armaments, light armaments, auto lasers, turrets, and missile launchers. We already talked about the missile launcher. We might do a D6 roll, and on a 1, it malfunctions, and then we roll another D6 to see if, what I'll do. This is how I'll work it. If they make a successful fire roll, it'll be NPCs firing it, so I can abdicate whether or not it's successful or not. And in the party's favor, I would probably go along the lines of it doesn't necessarily go properly, so they launch. Then I roll a 1. I roll a d6. If it gets anything but a 1, it's great. The missiles fire. If I roll a 1, it malfunctions, and then I roll a d6 to see how many of the missiles blow up. We'll say each missile turret has 6 missiles in it, and then we'll go from there. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Armament status is smuggler, black market tech. So even though it's funded by the corporations, this is it's not labeled with the name of the corporation or anything like that. It's all low key, under the table. General condition is worn, rusty, frequent malfunctions. So that justifies me rolling a 1 on a 1d6. Condition impact is critical systems at risk or failure. So I think what I might do is if they spend too much time on the station, I'll roll a d20 or a d10. And if I roll a d20, if I roll 1 through 5, there's a chance that critical systems start malfunctioning. And then I can even make like a d6 or a d8 or a d10 and list that many items that say life support, gravity, orbital decay, power, things like that. And whatever I roll, that's what goes out or goes back. Because like gravity going out, if you're not wearing your spacesuit and you don't have your boots on, could be really bad, right? Because now you're floating everywhere. You fire a slug thrower, and the bullet's going to go that way, and you're going to go that way. So yeah, a lot of in depth there. Crew size is small, 26 crew members. Crew composition is they are corporate trained specialists. So if there'll be a contingent of those 26 that'll probably be security, and they're going to be well trained. They're going to be combat ready. But hopefully the plan is that the party gets in, gets out without alerting the crew, or minimum contact with the crew. No population capacity, it's just the crew. Station faculties is a docking bay, shuttle, and trade support. So the shuttle bay or the docking stations are big enough to accept shuttles to offload whatever it is they're processing there. Their trade support. Station faculties is maintained but aging, which again follows right inside. Faculty conditions are prone to facility conditions are prone to malfunctions. So maybe I up it to a 1 to 6 on a d20 or a 1 to 7, whatever I feel is appropriate. Station faculty facilities is of course the docking bay, so that ties in with the previous one. Feature, risk, and benefits. They get a +1 to related roles version for the docking bay. So if they're trying to egress or get off the ship or anything that involves the docking bay, they get a +1 to wits rolls. So if they're trying to figure something out or they're trying to suss the situation, they get a +1 to that roll. Station quirks, structural decay, cracked bulkheads, breach. There's a breach risk. Again, if I roll a 1, we start losing atmo or something like that. Quirk effect, -1 wits in tense situations. So could work out, could go bad either way. And then there we go. That's our station. We don't have anybody in the chat. I don't know if it was just a bad hour or bad timing for me, but we've been online for almost an hour. Nobody's checking out. Nobody's popped in to say hi. So I'm going to end the video there and go hang out with my family. But I hope that gave you a little taste of some of the randomness and everything that is inside Final Frontier and gives you a little peek. I am going to be running this, like I said, Friday the 19th for my birthday on my Discord. There'll be links down in the doobly-doo. So if you're interested in checking it out, go join, sign up for the Discord. It's free, and then you can play the game. And other than that, peace and hair grease. If you have Final Frontier, let me know what you think about it. If you pick it up based on this video, thank you very much. Tell Red Room and Miguel and Sylvia that Mr. Mean sent you. And it's a cool game. I'm looking forward to running it and giving it some attention. So as always, Peace and hair grease. Like and subscribe. Patreon, $5 a month. Discord, buy me a coffee, whatever you want to do. Help the channel any way you can. Use my drive-through affiliate link. Every little purchase helps the channel. And as always, peace and hair grease. And remember, Mr. Mean says, be nice. Talk to you guys in the next one.